There's a schedule now. I cannot believe what I'm hearing people say right now. There's a schedule. Schedule this out so they can end the revival once and for all. My friends, let's dive right into the truth and let's try to discover if number one, is Asbury really canceling the revival? Number two, is there a schedule? And if so, what is it like? And three, where do we go from here with revival in this country? So first off, there's a lot of rumors that are floating around that whether the revival's getting canceled, right? And there's some things that people are saying that you can't cancel the Holy Spirit. Totally agree. You can't. God is omnipotent. Can't even pronounce that word this morning. Maybe it's too much coffee. You can't overpower God because God is all powerful. Psalm 139, you can start looking at verse 7. And that's all of knowing. So you can start with verse 13 and go through the rest of Psalm 139. You see that God is all powerful. Okay. He is completely powerful. There is no one, there's nothing that can be done to change this. There isn't. So let's try to relax. Let's try to breathe a little bit, and let's look at this with some calmness in our souls. Let's take a look at this. Number two, that there actually is a schedule now. Okay. There's a live stream schedule, which, by the way, until last night, there was no live streaming unless there were volunteers doing it. There was none. Sunday, February the 12th, I took my wife and our son out to Asbury from right after church, and I was live streaming for just a little bit what I could until last night. That's exactly what people were doing to try to live stream. Okay, that's how we were able to see that a woman was delivered from a demon. By the way, if you check out this video right up here, we're going to go over that, and we're going to quickly see that this woman was, in fact, delivered from a demonic possession. And there's some people that are just really experiencing reconciliation and everything that's going on in their lives. Okay, so we were there, we've seen it. But Asbury, until last night, never had one. Now that they do, here is the schedule that, yes, they have a schedule. They've released it. And I want to go over it carefully. And I ask you to please, before we get upset, before we want to start saying, why in the world are you doing this? Let's take a look and try to understand what they're trying to do. All right, let's dive right in. Oop, there we go. Okay, so last night, Sunday, February the 19th, they were live streaming from 6:30 to 10. Monday, from 1 to 4, they're saying that they're concluding the public worship service. I want to stop there for just a second. This does not mean revival is over. Revival does not end. It doesn't. And this particular revival is different than times past. This particular outpouring of the Holy Spirit is spreading like wildfire, and it's not just hitting several colleges. It's not just hitting churches in the United States, Israel, Uganda, and I am praying right now for my friends, and a shout out to my friends in Rwanda, Africa. How they pronounce it is Rwanda. I'm just especially shout out to you all. I'm praying the revival breaks out in your country as well. Okay. But every country and every nation to experience revival. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage people to take the revival outside of Asbury. And why are they trying to do this? Couple reasons. One is, if you've ever been to the town, it's a population of 700 people. They cannot accommodate 30,000+ people all at once to experience revival. Now, I understand that they're supposed to be accommodating. They're doing everything that they can. There are literally 4 chapels at Asbury that are packed to the gills with lines out the door, tents set up everywhere for people to try to come in and experience the revival. That being said, here's what they're also trying to do. They're trying to encourage the revival to go off campus and not just to another location, but to every church and every community across the globe. And honestly, that ought to happen. That ought to happen. Revival should not stay here within our hearts. It should not stay inside the pews. It should not stay in the church. We should not take what God has given and basically say, I don't want it. And when we take revival that has been given to us and we just leave it there and go home, essentially what we're saying is, God, I don't want this. We can't do that. That's what Asbury is trying to encourage everyone right now. So, all right, so Monday from 1 to 4, they're concluding the public worship service just at that location. Just at that location. So, real quickly, here's how we can accommodate and expand the revival service is this. Churches, and yes, I'm talking to you. If you're a pastor, then take this revival and live stream and just literally set up your own congregation, set up your own sanctuaries. That's what I'm looking for, sanctuaries. Set up your own sanctuaries and encourage congregation in the community to come and live stream the service and have a worship service. This is how we spread revival, is we have this unscheduled, if you will, the worship services and the outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Get some prayer teams together, start praying. And pastors, I'm telling you, if you start involving your congregations, they're going to want to do this, okay? They're going to want to. And why? People are hungry. People are desperate. And it's not just people who are desperate inside the walls of the church. Every single place in this country and in this world, people are desperate for the Holy Spirit. And we need to be the Great Commission church body as a whole to reach globally for people. That's what they're encouraging. 7:30 to 10, high school through college age only. That is just physically there. That does not mean you're not allowed to watch the live stream. I'm telling you, you can. I would encourage you to do so. If you're a youth pastor, this is a good one for you to set up with your youth, okay? And the reason why they're doing this is because there's so many young people who are desperate and hungry. They want truth. They're tired of, and I'm praying about this right now and trying to develop a video that is clearly a loving video, but it's one that the truth needs to come out, is this. They are tired of the milk toast. All right. They're tired of the milk toast gospel. They're tired of progressive gospels. They're tired of just this watered down truth. They're hungry. They're desperate, and they want the actual truth of God poured into their lives. They are tired of this facade communities that they can really feel and discern in many churches across the nation and across the world even. They want genuine community. And these young people are the ones who are praying for this. And this has happened. So this is part of the reason why that they're trying to encourage young people. Okay? Young people also, the Gen Z especially, is the generation that seems to be falling the fastest away from the faith. Whether they become unaffiliated or whether they become New Age or whatever that they choose, this youngest generation, the Gen Z, is the one who's drastically being affected right now, negatively. And we need to be the ones who especially reach out to them. And we need to be truthful with them. So Wednesday, February the 22nd is 7:30 to 10 again. And then Thursday, February the 23rd, they're closing down the chapels only because it is the National Collegiate Day of Prayer. And again, I encourage you to pray alongside them in your quiet place. Please do so. We ought to come alongside them and love them in any way that we can. And this is a good way to do it. And then, of course, there's another physically there, 8 to 10 service for high school through college age only. Now, remember, all times are Eastern. All right, so just kind of look it up for your own local times to watch it. And here is the schedule. We're going to start with Monday, February the 20th, since that's today. Okay, so 1 to 5, we see right here. 1 p.m., the door is open. Ministry program, public departs. And, of course, you got 7:30 to 12 a.m. is for college and high school. They're only, again, doing this so they can try to encourage the younger generation. Tuesday, February the 21st through Wednesday the 22nd. 7:30 to 12 is ministry program that's geared for the high school and college age. But again, that doesn't mean you can't watch it. Please do so. Thursday, there's National Collegiate Day of Prayer. That's when the auditorium closes. All right. Now, beginning February the 24th, they're commissioning others to go out. At this point, this does not again mean that revival is over. It is not over. I can't stress that enough. It is not over. Instead, what's going on is they're encouraging others to go out to their local communities, to go out to their local churches and pray and let the Holy Spirit do what the Holy Spirit wants to do and have revival start in your local communities. You need to do this. We are called as great as a great commission body, Matthew chapter 28, 19 and 20, to go out. We are not told to sit and do nothing. We're told to go out. And this is how they're encouraging it. Again, I want to stress, please do not take this as they're ending the revival, because they're not. You cannot stop God. No one can. So I'm going to encourage you as we begin to see this unfold. Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to worship wholeheartedly. Let's continue to do outreach to those, especially the younger generation. I'm not saying that they need it more than anyone else, but we really need to minister to everyone. And right now in this country specifically, it's the younger generation that's really kind of suffering right now. We need to love on them. We need to be transparent with them. Now, again, I've got a link that's down below if you want to just click on it real quick and look at the Asbury schedule. And again, I want to say thank you for joining us. And I will start working on another video. I've got one in the works. Matter of fact, tomorrow night, I've got a live stream starting at 7 p.m. We're going to weekly live stream the Bible study for the book of James. It is a very practical book. Please, I'm begging you, please join us. You're not going to want to miss it. We are going to go through the book of James. We're going to have it a regular schedule, weekly live from 7, maybe to about 7:30 or longer, depending upon what the Holy Spirit wants to do with the Bible study. And I'm also working on another video right now about church. This is the one that I'm going to have to be especially prayerful for, because this is how God designed the church, and what it looks like today don't mix. And in many ways, that's completely the opposite of how God designed church and how church is right now in many locations. Not all, but many locations across the nation. And so we're going to look at exactly how God designed the church to be and what we can do to be the church in our homes, in our churches, in our communities, and across the world. So again, thank you for joining us. Take care, and God bless.